all wearing funny outfits now. I don't even know where this is going anymore. Oh, God. Why is this one wearing a brick shirt? It's already a brick. Okay, so last chapter of One Piece, chapter 1012, had a lot of stuff going for it. I'm going to be making a video about Yamato this week. I also want to do one about Sanji and Zoro, just because that was pretty hilarious. But I decided to kick it all off with a Nami video, because that was the climax of the last chapter. That was the cliffhanger, where Tama got struck by Ulti, probably the worst possible decision Ulti could have made. Now, the thing is, Ulti, she's very emotional, and she also really loves her brother, Page One, or Pei, as she calls him. So I guess it makes sense in that particular instance. She just saw her beloved Pei bar get devastated by Big Mom's mighty conqueror's Haki fist, and so I guess in retaliation from that, she hits Tama in the face, and Big Mom's like, "How dare you?" And she's like, "Well, you hit my brother, so it's only fair." I don't really know how that translates to, like, okay, Big Mom, you struck my brother, so I'm gonna hit this innocent child over here. You know, that'll show you what's what. So, I don't know why, but, you know, maybe Ulti's not behaving very rationally either. She's probably still shocked by the fact that Page One was devastated so quickly by Big Mom, okay? So, before Big Mom has a chance to, let's be straight up here, probably finish the fight in one attack, Nami shows up, because Nami will not stand for any harm to befall children, okay? And so Tama got struck right in front of her, and Nami's like, enough of this, okay? She's like, I don't care if I'm not strong enough to face her, like, logically here. Like, okay, if it's like Ulti versus Nami in a one-on-one fight, Ulti's probably going to win. But, you know, that's a probably, and she doesn't care about probablys anymore. She's like, I will not stand for Tama being struck right in front of me. She's going down, alright? If I have to do it myself, I'll do it, alright? Or I'll die trying, okay? So she busts out her climb attack, and she, boom, brings the lightning bolt right down on Ulti. Probably not very hard, considering Ulti's hybrid form is a Pachycephalosaurus. It makes a pretty big target with that giant forehead. So she brings down the lightning, and that's the end of the chapter. Now, at the end, it looked like Ulti, you know, she got, like, point-blank shocked by that, so, you know, she might take some damage, but this isn't the first time she's been struck by Nami's lightning, so I doubt that that's gonna bring her down for good, and like I said in the review, it would have probably made more sense to just wait for Big Mom to do whatever she was about to do. Probably would have resulted in Ulti being taken out, and then, yeah, you would have Big Mom to contend with, but at least two of the Tobi Roppo were dealt with already, okay? So, last time in the review, I talked about maybe Big Mom being distracted by Kid or Law to get her kind of away from this whole situation, and then it could just be Usopp and Nami. But now I'm starting to rethink that a little bit. How would you guys feel? And you can go vote down below. You can't vote up here anymore with the cards. YouTube doesn't do that anymore for some reason. But you can vote down below in the comments, I guess. How would you feel if it was just Nami versus Ulti one-on-one? So, and this could make sense, too, because, you know, Tama is injured, so Nami might be like, Usopp, you need to get Tama out of here, okay? So it's not that it doesn't make any sense for Usopp to, like, take Tama, who might very well be unconscious right now. She did get struck by Ulti in her hybrid form, okay? So that was a lot of damage. And so Nami might be like, you know, take Komachio, take Tama, get them someplace safe, get out of here, I'll take care of this. And then, you know, maybe along the way, Usopp could do something to distract Big Mom. You know, if Kid and Law don't show up in time, maybe Usopp could fire off a smoke screen, or he could do something to, like, obscure the area or something. You know, Big Mom really has to be taken out of the equation here, because with her stomping around, we're probably not going to be able to have a good one-on-one fight. Even if Usopp stays around and it's Usopp and Nami versus Ulti, Big Mom is still a factor there. So yeah, considering Law was heading toward Big Mom's location, considering Kid is also hot on her trail, I'm thinking those two are going to meet up there at that point, okay? And so this might lead to a situation where Usopp takes Tama, gets the hell out of there, gets her someplace safe, though she does want to go to the live stage. She did say that, so maybe there'll be a moment where, you know, Tama's barely hanging on, and she's like, I have to go to the live stage to issue one final order, and Usopp's like, no, you're done. I'm gonna make sure to get you somewhere safe. He's like, no, I have to. You know, I promised Ace, and Usopp's like, okay, and then maybe they can go do that plan, the original plan for Tama to give a command to all of the Smile users that ate her, you know, Kibi Dongos and everything at the live stage before she truly, like, passes out from the injury she got or something. So, you know, that plan still needs to continue. So the more I'm thinking about this, and considering where Nami's at right now, I think Nami versus Ulti is just going to be a one-on-one fight. Here's the crazy thing. I went back and looked at Nami's, like, fight history throughout One Piece. Do you know the last fight Nami had that was truly just one-on-one, where the Straw Hats weren't there to back her up or anything like that, or nobody was there to back her up? Well, there's two contenders here. You could say the time she fought against Wanda at Zou, but that was a very, very brief moment. It wasn't even really a fight. It was more of Wanda coming out and attacking Nami. Nami blocks with her climate attack, and there's a little bit of a misunderstanding there, of course, because the Minks were, you know, they were just attacked by Jack, so they were very worried about pirates coming to their land, and so after, you know, the Straw Hats explained the situation, they calmed down and everything. So Nami versus Wanda, I guess you could count that as a one-on-one fight, but, you know, it wasn't really, like, to the death, or, you know, Wanda was an enemy or something in that instance, because it was like a misunderstanding. Before that, though, it goes all the way back to Enies Lobby with Khalifa. Nami did fight against Absalom very briefly at Thriller Bark, but Lola was there to help her out, you know, zombie Lola with the warthog body, right? You know, the fight against Oars, that was with the whole Straw Hats, the PX4 and everything like that, that was with the Straw Hats. At Fishman Island, I guess you could say she had not a one-on-one fight. Nami didn't fight against any of the officers of the new Fishman Pirates. She fought against just random soldiers, and she used, like, the air blade and everything like that. But even so, she still had all of the Straw Hats to help her out in case, you know, things got really tough. You know, someone else could come in and help her. She just didn't need it in that particular instance. So yeah, unless you include that little skirmish she had with Wanda at Zou, last fight she had one-on-one was with Khalifa way back at Enies Lobby. And of course, Nami is not one of the strongest members of the Straw Hat crew. She can deal a lot of damage with her climate attack and everything like that. I've always referred to her as a glass cannon, because, you know, I was always afraid, like, if Nami gets hit by, like, a Haki attack, like, if someone Hakis up their fist and just, boom, punches Nami, I mean, like, I don't think she's going to be able to get up after that. She does have some endurance, though, because, like, remember when she was fighting Miss Doublefinger all the way back at Alabasta, she was getting, like, stabbed through the leg. There was one moment, it was very grisly, where Miss Doublefinger takes one of the spikes, and it goes right through her ankle, and she's not able to walk, but it's not like she gives up in pain, you know, she's still able to, like, barely stand and defeat Miss Doublefinger, so she can take some damage, but I'm just thinking when it comes to the realms of, like, really strong devil fruits, like, Ulti is a damn ancient zone Pachycephalosaurus. The whole point of that dinosaur is having massive ramming speed with their foreheads that can, like, with Ulti's power, could, like, crush steel walls and stuff, right? If Nami got hit head on by that, I don't think she's getting back up, right? Unless she were to unlock Armament Haki or something. Okay, let's talk about Nami possibly unlocking Armament Haki or something. How about we go with that? Alright, so it's a thing where after the time skip, of course, you have Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji unlocking Haki. And then at Dressrosa, Usopp unlocks the beginnings of Observation. It makes sense for Usopp, because, of course, Observation Haki, he's the sniper, that makes sense. Jinbei, of course, already knows Haki. Are the other Straw Hats also all going to learn Haki along the way? That's the big question. It would be cool. Of course it would be cool. I have a whole video on this of, like, you know, Frankie unlocking Armament Haki and combining that with his cyborg body, with, of course, Usopp mastering Observation. You know, you could have Chopper with some type of Observation Haki or Armament Haki with his Monster Point. That would be really cool. I'm telling you what, Nami, I would say initially, because the way Rayleigh explained it is like everybody's kind of predisposed to a certain kind of Haki, and if we're just going along with Nami's personality and her, you know, skills as a navigator, I would say Observation would be way more her speed than Armament, because, you know, being able to sense the weather patterns and everything, Observation just seems pretty obvious for Nami, but who knows, like, and like Robin for Armament would make way more sense because of the battle power of the Hana Hana Nomi, but if Nami ended up getting Armament, she might end up becoming one of the most OP characters, because think about it, think about all the damage she could already dish out. She has long-range attacks and short-range attacks with her climb attack, And on top of that, if she could layer Haki onto the lightning strikes or something, plus protecting herself with armament, that would be pretty damn impressive. I feel like it's not going to go that way. I really feel like if there's Straw Hats that are going to get armament, it would be Frankie, it would be Robin, possibly also Brooke. And if there's Straw Hats that were going to focus more on observation, that would be something more for Usopp, Nami, and maybe Chopper. Chopper, I can honestly see going either way because he's a doctor. Having observation would be very helpful, but also his fighting power with the monster point and everything, I could see armament being very useful there. And of course, I mean, keep in mind, like, that doesn't mean that she can only unlock one or the other. Like, when it came to, you know, the monster trio with the Straw Hats, okay? So, Sanji, his expertise is observation. That was explained in an SBS, but he could still use armament. Zoro's the opposite. Zoro's expertise was armament, but he still had observation. Now he has conquerors. Luffy's expertise was conquerors, but he also had observation and armament. It's just like, you know, you're predisposed to one that you're really going to excel at, right? Like, I guess one way to look at it is that right after the time skip, you could say Sanji's observation Haki was just as impressive as Zoro's armament Haki, but, you know, Zoro's observation was not as good as Sanji's, because he's a little bit more predisposed, and then Sanji's armament was not as good as Zoro's armament. That's the basic way I'm looking at it here. So, Usopp could, on top of learning observation, could also unlock armament as well. It's totally feasible, it's just that he'd probably be better at observation. Same deal with Nami, right? It's the same situation, okay? Now, you also have to think about Zeus, alright? Zeus is also wandering around the battlefield. He's been replaced already by Hera, so there's really no other place for Zeus to go other than to Nami and go back into the climax attack and then stay with Nami. And I guess that would make sense because, you know, what else would Zeus do, you know? I don't think he's going to be welcomed back in open arms by Big Mom or anything like that. Now, with that being said, you don't need to get Haki involved or anything complicated. I guess maybe you could still have a moment similar to Usopp where Nami maybe unlocks observation so she's able to kind of dodge the attacks of Ulti or kind of sense when, you know, direction she's coming or something like that. That would be useful to have. But when it comes to the destructive capabilities and able to actually bring her down, it would not be armament Haki. I think Oda's definitely setting that up for Zeus. Nami's going to have a little bit of a struggle with Ulti at first. It's going to be a problem, but then Zeus comes back and then charges up the climax attack, and then boom, the lightning attacks are way stronger now. Couple ways you could do this, okay? You could either have Zeus come back right away, as in, like, the next chapter. Next chapter, Ulti gets struck, and she's kind of like, you know, she's reeling a little bit, but she's like, you know, she recovers, and she's like, that wasn't a big deal, bring it on, lady. And then you have Zeus arrive, like, just as Nami's thinking, like, man, I wish I had more power to, like, you know, hit her with electricity. Boom, all of a sudden, Zeus shows up. It's like, oh, hey, Nami, how you been? Oh, man, Big Mom's here, I'm sorry, Mama. And then what if Big Mom literally just, like, smacks Zeus or something, like, just get away, I don't even want you around here anymore, and Zeus is like, I'm sorry, Mama, I'm sorry, and then Nami's there, and she's like, Zeus-chan, it's cool, you can come with me, so, oh, okay, and then so, at the very beginning of the fight, Nami gets Zeus back, and then it's like, okay, if Nami gets Zeus back right at the beginning of the fight, and it kind of evens out, is that going to be the only twist of the fight? Because if Nami were to struggle with Ulti a bit without Zeus, like maybe for a chapter or so, and then Zeus comes back, and then I would just say, oh, okay, Zeus comes back, Nami takes the climax attack, ultimate final finishing move with Zeus added on extra power, boom! And then, like, that completely just nukes Ulti, and then game over. But if she gets Zeus back at the beginning, and it's not like this, it just kind of evens it out a little bit more, like, okay, Nami with Zeus gives enough power to contend with Ulti in her full Pachycephalosaurus form with the Haki that she has, because that's another thing, too! Ulti's got Haki, Nami doesn't, from what we understand, so I think getting Zeus at the beginning would be cool, because that would equal it out, and then I would also get us guessing, like, alright, she can, like, contend with her, but there's going to be maybe something else to this fight. Oda's going to throw in something else to really establish the finishing move here, okay? By the way, just really quick, while Usopp is running away, Usopp could deal with some other battles. I mean, Usopp with his pop greens and his, like, new observation, I mean, there's a bunch of different ways that he could be useful in this battle. So don't think of it like, oh, okay, so Nami's going to have the fight with Ulti, and then Usopp just doesn't get a fight because page 1 was already, like, floored by Big Mom. Don't think of it like that or anything anything. Usopp will definitely find himself to, you know, be useful in another situation. Might go help Frankie. That would actually be really cool against Sasaki. Might go help Jinbei. Or might just go down to the live floor and use his pop greens down there to help Chopper out against Queen or something. There's a lot of options for Usopp. So, yeah, I just have a feeling right now, though, with this, like, the main thing on Nami's mind is get Tama to safety so she doesn't get any more hurt than she already is, and she's already injured. So Nami might be like, Usopp, get her to Chopper. Okay, get her to Chopper. Make sure she's okay. I'm the one that's going to deal with Ulti. All right, you know, even Big Mom, too. Nami might be like, you know, I'll deal with Ulti. And Usopp's like, well, what about Big Mom? It's like, I'll deal with her, too. It's like, Nami, that's insane. There's no way you can do that. And she's like, Usopp, go. You have to trust me on this. Just trust me, I can do it. Even if Nami herself does not believe it, it's just like, Tama, getting her to safety is the #1 priority now. You know, that would actually be a really cool moment for Nami to, like, stand before a Yonko and, you know, just the bravery of it, even though she has no idea of how she's actually going to beat her. Then Law and, you know, Kid show up and get, you know, Big Mom away. But, like, just the idea of bravery, just like, you know, a few dozen chapters ago when Nami exhibited that bravery against Ulti when she was about to die there during their first encounter. And, you know, Ulti's like, you know, you say that your captain's gonna be king of the pirates. I dare you to say that again to my face right now. In fact, if you don't say it, if you say he's not going to be king of the pirates, I might even let you live. And Nami's like crying, but she's like, I'm not going to sell him out. Not even selling him out. I'm not going to just, no. No, I am the navigator of the Straw Hat Pirates, and our captain, Monkey D. Luffy, he's gonna be king of such. And so, Ulti's like, ugh, you know, so, you know, Nami wouldn't give up there. I can see Nami having at least the bravery in that moment to stand before Big Mom if it means getting Tama to safety, okay? Now, another thing that I would really love to see, and kind of why I want this to be a one-on-one battle, this is not going anywhere sexy, come on now, although Ulti versus Nami, it's probably gonna be sexy, no matter what, but still, okay. Since it's been, like, so long since we've had a one-on-one battle with Nami, and look at all the stuff that's happened since then, right? Like, when she fought against Khalifa at the Tower of Law, that was, like, 2 climb attacks ago, right? That was, like, she had the perfect climb attack against Khalifa, and then after the time skip, she got the sorcery climb attack from Weatheria, and then during Zou, Usopp took the sorcery climb attack, and kind of, like, it's implied that he took everything from the sorcery climb attack and compacted it inside of the version she has now, which she hides in her boobs, and it can also extend and all that stuff. So, my point is, though, there's a lot of stuff about weather science and Weatheria and Nami's techniques that we still have no idea how it even works. I think Oda is specific in saying, like, this is a really unusual kind of power. Even when Usopp was, like, converting everything into her current climb attack, even Usopp was like, there's some kind of magic wand capabilities with all these abilities. It's basically like sorcery or magic. I don't really understand how any of it works. I took it and I put it in this new one, the orange one she has right now. Usopp just explained, I don't really understand how it works at a greater level. And that's Nami because she studied, okay? And if you actually go back and look at her training on Weatheria with Haradis and the wizards and everything, you see like weather balls and bubbles growing out of the ground. And that's a very One Piece-esque thing, right? And so Haradis was talking about, like, you know, these are weather balls or whatever. When we grow them here on Weatheria, and you can contain various weather phenomenon inside them. Back up for a second. Let's back up a bit here, Haradis. How the hell do you grow weather? That is not a term that makes any sense, sir. Wizard or no. How do you grow weather? That's like asking, how do you drink gravity? Or how do you punch time? It just doesn't make any sense. So, this would actually be really cool if through this fight with Nami and Ulti, she starts to break down really what all of this is, like what the weather science of Weatheria is. And it might come down to a thing where, like, Nami has all these different abilities, and, you know, she might say something to Ulti, she might have, like, a really badass line, like, you know, if you think my abilities are just shooting electricity out of, like, a staff, that's nothing. That's like child's play compared to what I can actually do with the weather science that I learned at Weatheria, right? Nami might have this cool moment where she's like, I have mastered weather technology that the rest of the world has no idea. I can, if you give me enough time, I can summon a damn hurricane. All right? And so, the thing with the weather balls and the weather eggs, like she has like a little weather egg that cracks open and like a thundercloud comes out. Nami might have access to weather tech that, like, I don't like to use it because if I do, it's like a large area of effect thing. Like, if Nami did have the ability to summon a massive tornado whenever she wanted, she's got to be careful with that. And she's smart. So she's going to be like, all right, I'm fighting against, some other pirates with my crew all around me. I'm not going to summon a giant tornado right in the middle of all that. That's going to also get them caught up in it too. That shit's dangerous. But in this situation, if Tama and Usopp are away, and if Big Mom is, distracted or whatever, and it's just Ulti and her, she's like, I can bust out some of the most dark weather magic / science that you have ever seen before. I can cause supercells to form in an isolated, compacted location and strike you with lightning every 4.6 milliseconds, if I so chose, I can create swells and gusts to blow you around the entire battlefield. I don't care how many tons you weigh in your damn pachycephala whatever form, alright? I have enough power to lift you off the ground. I can make a wind blade that can slice freaking buildings in half, but I decide not to because maybe that one's going a little bit too far. But she does do the wind blade thing. That is a thing, right? I'm just thinking, like, because we haven't seen her in a one-on-one fight for so long, Nami's never really had a chance yet to showcase everything she can do and everything she has learned at Weatheria, because she's always had, like, the crew to help her out or whatever, or, when she was fighting, like, the riffraff of the fishermen pirates or whatever, she's like, okay, I don't need to bust out everything I've learned, the air sword is good enough, or throwing some gusts or some lightning bolts, because, that's always Nami's typical go-to. If an enemy's coming at her, she just electrocutes them with her climb attack, right? She summons a cloud and electrocutes them, right? But I feel like at this point, there has to be so much more to that. That's her opening move, because usually that'll work. If I just juice them with a bunch of freaking 1.21 gigawatts of electricity, that typically is enough power to drop most enemies. But if the battle continues, she has to resort to some more and more extreme weather science. And in this one particular instance, she might have the opportunity to really show off everything. And then if you add Zeus on top of that, holy crap, there might be like, we flash back to Weatheria, and, maybe Nami's nearing the end of her 2 years of training on the island, and Haradis is there. And Nami is just like, thank you so much, Haradis, for teaching me all about weather technology and the weather eggs and the weather orbs and the balls and everything like that. But I have one more thing to teach you, one more thing. And like, Haradis goes under like his house, and he's got like this book. It's like, this is the forbidden magics. The creators of Weatheria, actually Haradis was one of the creators of Weatheria. Weatheria hasn't been around for very long, whatever. It's like, this is the most dangerous weather science that we have ever learned from the New World. Using this, you could truly take over the world as an evil king, or a queen, perhaps. Here's your going away present, Nami. Make sure to come back and visit every once in a while. Like, I don't know. Nami is not like I'm just gonna use this power and just, like rage over the world. No, she's like, I'll be very careful with this. But there might be something like that. There's always like, there's the good side of weather science and magic, and then there's a darker side of it. There's a more, the Force or some shit, right? And also, before we end, this is not a new idea, but I really like this concept, the whole Son Wukong thing. Okay, so Son Wukong from Journey to the West, who of course is the inspiration for Goku from Dragon Ball, but as a basis for Nami's abilities, it makes a lot of sense, because Son Wukong and Goku, they had a cloud that they flew on top of, and that's how they could fly through the air. Well, Nami is probably going to get Zeus. Then you also have the extendable staff, like Goku's power pole that Son Wukong had, so Nami also has that too. And so then the awesome artist Yuri made this. Love it. He also drew Ulti for the thumbnail of this video. So yeah, I just love this idea. If we could get this in One Piece, with Nami flying around on a cloud with the extendable staff, and that's like the basis Oda's going with here with the Son Wukong powers, sending down lightning bolts from above, that would be pretty impressive. There was another thing I saw, a comment involving Zeus, and they said, okay, well, even if Nami does end up getting Zeus, she wouldn't have Zeus for very long. What happens if Big Mom dies? Now, Big Mom and any of the Yonko dying, that's kind of a big deal. I mean, yeah, Whitebeard died, but it was a big deal, right? So, like, I understood where they were coming from, though. Like, let's say Nami gets Zeus, but then Big Mom dies. Wouldn't Zeus vanish because of the powers of the Soul Fruit? And then so she wouldn't have Zeus anymore. Well, there's no guarantee Big Mom will die at the end of the arc, but even if she did, I don't know, because we've seen certain examples of devil fruit powers living on after the user died. Like, if we're going to go along with the logic that, an awakened Logia is able to change the weather patterns permanently, and that might explain why so many islands in the world, especially in the Grand Line, have strange patterns, like Raijin Island. Raijin Island might have been because of a former user of the Goro Goro no Mi, and even though that user of the Goro Goro no Mi is dead, Raijin Island is still being bombarded with lightning bolts because of their awakening. Let me put it this way. So Punk Hazard was permanently warped because Aokiji and Akainu fought there, right? Okay, I don't think just because Akainu or Aokiji die, the island is going to go back to normal. That would be like Aokiji dies first, and then the Arctic tundra of Punk Hazard just disappears. No, it's possible that Devil Fruit powers can continue on if the user maybe is really strong or awakened, and I would definitely say Big Mom fits in that category. And it also is implied that Big Mom, you think that after all of the times Zeus has failed her, if Big Mom had the ability to absorb Zeus back into her and just make a new one, you think she would have done that by now. She hasn't. And so that makes me think that she can't. So if she can't do that, if she just takes out part of her soul, creates life with her soul fruit, that isn't just like life that's connected or tethered to her. I mean, it is, but it isn't. And in this instance, Zeus has his own personality going off and doing other things. If he was tethered to Big Mom, he would never betray her, but he has. So Big Mom's power of the soul fruit is literally creating life from her own soul. So if Big Mom were to die, I don't know if that means that all of the homies would just deactivate and disappear. Maybe they would, but I'm not 100% certain. We know Mother Caramel created Pandora, and then, Mother Caramel died, but here's the thing. We don't know, it's very ambiguous whether or not Pandora is Prometheus. It could have been, right? Maybe Pandora, Big Mom, took on Pandora, changed its name to Prometheus, and then now is, her homie. That could have been the thing, where Pandora and Prometheus are one and the same. Very, very possible with that situation. So, yeah, I'm not really sure how that would go. There's a lot of stuff up in the air, but I think Nami is, regardless, going to get Zeus for right now, and, she's going to have Zeus until something happens to either Big Mom or Zeus or Nami, until that point. But Nami's definitely going to get Zeus after the end of this battle. But yeah, at any rate, thanks for watching the video. I'm sure the Council of Berries wearing fancy outfits certainly enjoyed it. Yeah, thanks for watching. See ya, everybody. Signing out. Oh.